Welcome back, everybody, to the third video of Tweet Like a Boss. And now it's time to... Oh, good Lord. I've forgotten. What am I supposed to do next? You're supposed to go to your link and reference list that's in your package and follow along and then refer back to this anytime you get hung up. So first thing we're going to do, obviously, is go to Twitter. And we're already logged in there. It's only a few hours for me since the last video. So you'll see the last video we had 0 followers, 2 have followed back. I'm assuming that you have had much greater results than this. And again, the reason my follower count is low is 1, because I followed mostly activists, and those do not click with Twitter accounts that look like they're trying to sell something, and obviously this does with the name of Tweet Like a Boss. Obviously I'm here to push a product, so that would be a slower type of account to grow. Twitter is pretty full of people trying to sell stuff, so that's why my results are low, and yours should be much better than that, because you're out there looking for people that click with what you're doing. So I'm sure that you all have had much better luck than this, and if you didn't, send me a note and I'll go ahead and take a look at your account and come up with some reasons why and tell you what you could do to get it on track. But I don't think that that's even going to be an issue. Probably by now you're looking at about 30 to 40% at least of the followers that you followed have followed you back, because that is the rule of thumb on Twitter. This isn't a rocket science. The rule of thumb on Twitter is if you follow me, I'll follow you back. Now, some of the corporate accounts, most of the corporate accounts, don't do that. You'll see many of them don't follow back. You know, they may have thousands and thousands of followers, but they're following 50 of their friends, and that's it, or their other corporate partners. So anyway, let's get into this. Let's check the link list, see what we're supposed to do, refresh the memories, and get into it. Okay, here we are. You know, we went through all this stuff, and we are right down here where we need to flush. Time to flush the dead weight. Okay, and we're going to do that by using the Just Unfollow app. For myself here, hopefully you're using this, because this will be a powerful tool, especially when you get up into the big numbers. Like right now, when I go to follow a group of people, I'm following 800 or 1,000 people at a time. And the technique I showed you with putting your cursor on the follow button and just clicking like a madman for several minutes is going to be really important when you get up into that level where you're following hundreds of people. You'll really see the usefulness of this tool as compared to going to Twitter or Twello or one of the other ones that's a lot slower process. So again, I'm trying to make this the working part of this as fast as I can for you, because I know everybody's time is very valuable, and if you guys aren't able to manage these accounts in a efficient way, you're going to lose interest. And then I don't want you to lose interest, because Twitter can be a lot of fun for you, along with one of the most powerful social networking tools that I know of. So anyway, we're going to copy this, and I'm also going to take you over to Twello. Again, these two, Twitter Karma and Refollow, I do not use. I put those in there as a reference for you so you can try something new. And, you know, this is one of those things where there are several applications that do the same thing. Which one do you feel more comfortable with? So go and play around. But again, don't pay for anything as far as software that says it's going to grow your account. And please don't ever pay for followers. It's foolish. Somebody may be able to bulk your account up with a bunch of followers, but you don't know if they're real accounts. You don't know how long they're going to stay around, and they could do more damage to your account than good, because when people look at your account, they want to see who's connected to you. And when they look at your followers and they find thousands and thousands of spammers, they start thinking that maybe you're part of a botnet or some other, you know, useless kind of sleazy spamming operation. So be a little selective about who you're following and try to weed out those bot accounts. And especially you'll see there's an overwhelming amount of foreign accounts. Maybe they're Japanese or Chinese, I'm not sure. They look Oriental in some fashion, and you'll recognize those right away. Twitter is getting overrun. You want to eliminate those accounts right away, because what they will do is once you start following one of them, in their botnet they have thousands of profiles, and they will retweet each other through software and fill your stream where you're going to look at your real followers, and you'll see nothing but a bunch of mayhem and madness and spamming. So you want to get rid of those accounts, and you'll recognize them very quickly as you get into this. But let's go over to unfollow. Now this isn't going to be as effective for me, and actually I shouldn't be doing this now because it hasn't been a full week, and you should be at least at the 5-day point before you need to do this. Maybe it's 7, maybe it's 4, maybe it's 8, but you're going to be right around that week mark before you do any unfollowing. But for the sake of teaching, let's go over to unfollow. And again, unfollow uses the Twitter authorization that doesn't need to have your password. It's going to use the cookie in your computer, and you'll see it's recognized me, and it's logging me in to just unfollow. Very, very secure, and the only way you should be using any application. Most of the applications that require you to enter a password have been eliminated by Twitter because it was so insecure there quite a few years back before they came up with this new authorization. Okay, so again, just go through this real quick. You can see who followed you recently, or recent unfollowers, and I haven't had any, so they're not there. Recent followers, this is probably a little slow because again I'm rushing my time here to get this to you quickly, the whole video package, but you're going to see some people in this that have followed you. As you go along, you'll be able to weed out your inactive followers, and again, your copy followers is where you will take a profile that you like and you'll paste their name in there, and then you'll follow them. But what we need to do today is unfollow, and you're going to go here to your non-followers and let that come up, okay? And again, remember, I followed mostly activists, and certainly activists are not going to follow back a Twitter account such as this. Once they find out about this program, they very much will be, and I hope they are, because this tool that I'm giving you now that you've purchased is going to be very, very powerful for activists as well. So if you know an activist, make sure you make them aware of this tutorial. If they're really gung-ho and they don't know how to use Twitter, we need you all hands on deck with the state of the world. But let's get through this. Again, just put your cursor over the button that says unfollow and start clicking. You'll see that as you eliminate these, that button comes in the same place, so you don't have to move around. And this is what I mean about speed. Look up here, the unfollows, and remember, we're going to get 50, so we're going to wipe out just about everybody on the account. So I hit the limit that quickly. 50 unfollows in just, basically seconds, probably under a minute. You can unfollow all those people. Now you should be probably unfollowing several hundred people, but that's only going to take you a couple of minutes. It's not going to take very long at all. And the reason you have to keep doing this follow and flush is because you're going to have all these accounts that don't follow back, and there are limits on Twitter, and you need to get that dead weight out of the way to bring in the possibility of a new follow. So this is maintenance on your account, and this is something that you're going to do on a very regular basis. For now, you're only going to worry about unfollowing once every week, or some of you maybe only every 2 weeks, because you're going at it a little slower, growing your account a little slower, and there's nothing wrong with that. And actually, if you slow down a little bit, you're a more stable account. You don't have to worry about tripping any Twitter algorithms and getting the little slap on the hand that said you followed too many people. They are pretty proactive about aggressive following tactics, but compared to Facebook, Twitter is just unbelievable in how fast you can grow your account. And if any of you have interacted with Facebook, you know if you send out too many friends requests, you could get your whole account shut down. It's not like that with Twitter. They want you connected with everybody, and that's what Twitter does. I mean, follow me, I'll follow you. It doesn't matter who you are or if I ever knew you before. So it's a lot safer as far as growing yourself bigger, quicker than Facebook. And, you know, the real-time thing, I like that, because if you have an issue that you need to bring attention to right now, once you learn to leverage the hashtags and write the tweets effectively, you're going to be able to just put information in front of X amount of people right now, and then in a few seconds you can put that information in front of more people. There is a ratio of, at any given moment, how many people are going to see your tweet, and that's going to be comparative to how many people you've followed. I don't know exactly what that is, and probably nobody does, because it really depends. Where are you in the world? Who are your followers? When are they online? That type of stuff. But don't think that you're going to put a tweet out and that it's going to go in front of all of your followers, because that's not going to happen. All of your followers are only going to see it if they come to your page. It's going to go in front of the people that are looking at the screen the moment that you post it, okay, in your following list. So if you had a few hundred followers and you put out a tweet, probably 20 to 30 of them are actually online at that minute. I think you're going to see around 10% of your following is online and looking at the screen at any given moment. And that's just a very, very vague number, but it gives you some idea of how you can leverage that information to reach more people. So obviously you can't tweet the same tweet over and over. Twitter isn't going to let you do that. But you only need to change one character in your tweet to make it different. So if you're tweeting a link, you can write several tweets that relate to that link and put those out there, and reach more people. Again, be careful about what you're doing. Don't be too aggressive with any of the tactics I showed you, because we don't want anybody to compromise the integrity of their account. Okay, so you saw unfollow and we're flushing, but I want to bring you over to Twello real quick, because this is a really handy tool too to track yourself and your unfollowers, and it's a good way to unfollow people beyond the free 50 unfollows if you haven't paid for the full version. So what you're going to do, once you're over here at Twello, I want you to right here, let's get the account name. We could have typed it in, but I like to just copy things. So we're going to put in this over in Twello, and we're going to search for ourselves. Okay, and stick that in there and search for yourself. And evidently we're not going to be able to find ourselves. Maybe we have to remove the @ I know why. I think I know why. Because it's not. We need to sign in with my regular account. It was still recognizing my main account. And I don't know why it's not allowing me to. Okay, quite a glitch. Okay, I don't know why I'm having this trouble. I honestly do not. I think it's because I have 2 accounts. But if you go back and you try this, once you've bulked up, and it may be because this account is just started, and this hasn't even been up 24 hours. So some of these applications aren't going to recognize you, but hopefully you can take my word and come back and use this tool to unfollow other people very quickly. And if you remember, and I'll show you, we'll just punch in anything here to bring up some topic. I just want to remind you of how you're going to recognize who to unfollow. And it's very critical, people, that you check your account regularly, every couple of days at least, for the people that have followed you, because people are out there doing the same thing you're doing, and they want to be followed back too. Okay, I think Twello is having a issue here today because it's not bringing up the screen of people. Okay, here we go. Alright, now you can see I am following this person. They are not following me back. So when you hover over that, and you can see it tells you you're following. So once you're able to pull your account up in here, which you are able to do, you can see, okay, well, he didn't follow me back. I want to unfollow him. And so on and so forth. Again, so you're going to check the circle. When you follow somebody, it's going to highlight this side and show you that you're following them. And then when you unfollow them or see that you need to, that will go away. So we have now flushed our account. And now it's time for you to just pretty much fly on your own. I am going to come back with you for one more video that's just going to be really quick and give you a bunch of other neat stuff that is kind of fun to play with, and you'll find ways to work them in, but they're not super important in relation to growing your account. They do have some benefits. I want you to know about them, but as far as building and growing your Twitter account, you are all set to fly on your own. I want to give you these last instructions in case you take a while to get back to the fun video and the pro tips. You're going to repeat all of these steps that you just learned how to do, increasing your aggressiveness at somewhere around the 3,000 to 4,000 follower mark. So what that means right now is you're following approximately 100 to 200 people a day. Once you hit the 3,000 or 4,000 mark, you can go up to following, say, 200 to 300 people a day. And again, use some reservations. I'm giving you outside numbers because I'm very aggressive in my tactics, or and especially when it's a smaller account, you want to build up pretty quickly. But don't do anything exactly perfectly every day. Don't follow exactly 200 people every day. If you followed 200 people for a couple of days, maybe take a day off from that, or only follow 50 on the third day. Mix it up a little bit so that you look human and not software-like. If you do anything on Twitter at the exact time and day all the time, you could end up triggering an algorithm that will temporarily suspend your account. So you don't want to do that. Okay, so then you're going to push along. Once you hit the 10,000 follower mark, you can jump up again. And at 30,000, take another bit of a step up in your aggressiveness. And at this point, you should be following probably up to 500 people at a time. Once you get up past 50,000, then like I do now, I'm following anywhere from 500 to 800 people at a time, and I'm unfollowing 500 to 800 people at a time. But again, for me to follow 800 people is really less than 5 minutes worth of work with the just unfollow clicking deal. So, okay, you're flying on your own. I'm going to get out of here, get myself a cup of coffee, and start preparing the fun stuff in the pro tips for you. Probably you're going to come back in about a week, but you could come back in 15 minutes or whatever you want to do and get into some of this other fun stuff. Until then, keep using that Twitter account. Remember to answer your @replies. I did skip over that and forgot to remind you. So again, I want to show you where those are just quickly so that you have this. When you first come to Twitter, it's what you're going to always want to do. This is what I do usually. This page is open. And you see now we have something going on over here, whereas video 2 we didn't. These two people have followed me, so I'm going to get a notification there. Now, if somebody had spoken to me, that would also be here, and those are the people you want to get back to immediately. So anyway, have some fun with it. Hopefully things are growing along, and remember, feel free to reach out to me at any time for any of the hang-ups you have. There is not a dumb question, and quite often I will be able to respond to you almost instantaneously. So until the next video, have some fun, have some coffee, and I'll